What's going on, everyone? So, Dalton Knecht to win Rookie of the Year is plus 1,000. So that basically means every 100 you put on, you win 1,000. And, I wanted to kind of dive in and explore the likelihood in which he could potentially win Rookie of the Year. Now, obviously, I'm not going to put it past him, right? I'm not going to set a bar for a guy that we haven't really seen play. I mean, he could come in and just take over the league for all we know, right? I don't think he's going to be like a star right out the gate or anything like that, but coming in, being a serviceable, maybe double-digit scorer a night, make some plays, right? Just when you're looking at Rookie of the Year, especially in this draft isn't this like insanely high-talented, dominant draft, right? I mean, Dalton Knecht was already better in Summer League than almost everybody that was drafted, right? Like, and you look at just kind of the list, and it's like Rizichet and Sarr, and you have Zach Edey as number one at the top. Now, if I had to guess who I think is most likely to win it, I think it's going to be Zach Edey, because I think he'll get enough opportunity. Triple J will probably play a lot of time at the 4. They'll probably play Edey heavily at the 5. Like, I think he'll get the minutes, the rotation, potentially the touches, all the things necessary for him to have the most success. Also, he is and was looked at coming into the draft as the most NBA ready. You could plug him in on any team right now and he's ready to go type prospect. Dalton Knecht was also up there as one of those guys. And again, we'll kind of further elaborate on that. Now, obviously, like guys like Sarr and Rizichet, they're probably going to get the most opportunity out of everybody because they are kind of like the cornerstones for their respective organizations. So it makes sense why they're kind of at the top. I just don't know how good they're going to be right out the gate, right? I think that they're really, like kind of like Brandon Miller, probably a good way to put it, right? He looked terrible first like half of the season. He had like a game here and there, but it was just like, wow, this guy, like, what happened, right? And then he just like figured it out, right? And then he just got better and better as the season progresses. Like I could see something like that happening with Rizichet or Sarr. I think Sarr is going to get more opportunity than anybody, right? Because you look at like Atlanta, they still have Trey, they still have guys on the roster that's going to get attempts and all that stuff. Where Sarr, I think he's going to get to kind of plug in immediately, and I think he'll get the touches and opportunity, but as far as Dalton Knecht goes, to me, it's kind of iffy, right? It's hard to really gauge because we don't know how good he's going to be, but the idea and what we saw in Summer League tells you that like he's going to be great for the Lakers. Slotted alongside LeBron James, slotted alongside Anthony Davis as a movement shooter that has the skills to put the ball on the deck, can hit the mid-range, right? When we drafted Dalton Knecht, I said out the gate that I believe he can be better than what Taurean Prince was because he's more versatile offensively. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be that right out the gate immediately year one, but Dalton Knecht, particularly that mid-range, right? You look at a guy like Taurean Prince, it was just three-point shooting, or it was, pump fake, get to the basket, and try to finish at the rim. Where Knecht, he can be a 3-level scorer, right? He can knock down the three, movement on the perimeter, catch, shoot, all of those things. But also, he could put the ball on the deck. If the defense collapsed, he could just stop on a dime, rise up, and shoot over the top. Or, just kind of give him a little shimmy move or something, and boom, now he's at the basket. He has the athleticism, he has the size, he has the length, right? He has all the tools to be an excellent right out the gate basketball player for the Lakers, and actually provides a big need for the Lakers. Problem is, the Lakers are a team that is trying to win ASAP, that has LeBron James, Anthony Davis, obviously, right? But you also have in the spots in which Dalton Knecht would be slotted in, which is basically the 2 and 3 spot, you have D'Lo who could slide over. I mean, even Gabe Vincent, if you really needed to, could slide over to 2, but we'll keep him at the point. But D'Lo plays a 2 guard all the time, right? So you got D'Lo, you got Reeves, you got Max Christie, right? You look at the 3 spot, you have Rui or Vando, whichever one of those play, and then the other is probably going to play that spot. And you could still slide Max there. You could swap and put LeBron at the 3 at times if you needed to, right? I'm not saying Dalton Knecht's going to get no playing time. I'm just curious how much will he get? How much opportunity will he get? And even if he does, let's say he plays 20 minutes a game, right? Like, how much of a focal point is he offensively compared to some of these other teams, right? Like a guy like Zach Edey, the offense isn't falling. Boom, you're just dumping the ball down to him. He's going to work on the post, going on the block, right? Zach Edey, I could see getting 10 field goal attempts per game, right? Rizashay, Sarr, all these guys. Like, I can see them getting 10, 15 plus field goal attempts per game. Where Dalton Knecht, I don't know if he's going to really get that. I don't know if he's really going to get that opportunity because of, again, the players that are on the roster. You might ask, well, Zach Edey playing in Memphis, well, you got Jean Morant, you got Triple J, you got Desmond Bane, you got, right? Yes, but he also is a position and fills a need that they didn't really have. Like Triple J was basically their center spot, but no, he's probably best at the 4 spot, right? So it's kind of like, he's plugging in and playing a specific role in need where, yes, a Knecht, as the shooter he is a need for Lakers because you can never have too much shooting, but the role and opportunity is probably not going to be the same because he's not filling, like, it's not like we need a starting 2, right? It's not like right now, you could argue, well, Reeves, you could put Reeves on the bench. Like, you can make an argument, but the reality is D'Lo and Reeves right now are going to be your starting 1 and 2, right? Then you have Gabe Vincent as your backup point, and you have Max Christie as your backup 2, right? Dalton Knecht, yes, you could be your backup 3. I actually think he would probably be best at the 2 as just a bigger 2 as opposed to kind of like a smaller 3, right? But nonetheless, right, like he could slot in at the 3. But then again, you still have Rui, you still have Jared Vanderbilt. So you got to imagine that they're going to get time unless Rui becomes the primary backup for LeBron James. But then how many minutes is he getting, right? Like it's up to JJ to kind of figure out and navigate how that's going to work. Where I just think Dalton Knecht, even if he does play on the court, he'll be more times than not the 5th thought, right? Let's say he's on the court with, let's say, D'Lo, Max Christie, Dalton Knecht, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, right? Let's say that's the 5 that's out there. Well, AD and LeBron are your 1A, 1B. Then D'Lo is going to, he can make the plays and do all that stuff. But, if he could get his shot off, he's going to get his shot off. He's going to get his, particularly during the regular season, his 17, right? Max Christie, I'm assuming, is going to get some opportunity, and Dalton Knecht, right? So Max Christie and Dalton Knecht are on the floor. They're going to kind of be the afterthoughts. Now, again, it's all in play design. It's all about who gets open. There are certain elements that you can't factor in until the games are actually played because it goes game by game, right? Like, if Dalton Knecht's defender is just constantly sagging off of him and you could feed him the basketball and he can get it off before that defender closes out, then he's going to get more shot attempts, especially if he's cooking or if he gets the hot hand, right? Or, if just through the commotion that you're creating through a motion offense rather than guys just standing around all game like you saw with Darvin Ham, if there's actual movement, depending on where and how the defense collapses, Dalton Knecht could end up, getting a cutaway, right? Or end up getting a pick and pop action, or could end up getting the wide open catch, shoot 3, right? So there are a lot of elements and factors that are into it. If he is what we expect him to be at some point, right out the gate, which is, again, that mobile shooter that can score pretty much anywhere, that can hit it with efficiency and consistency, because that's the big thing, right? Like, if he can get open, it doesn't mean anything if he's not knocking down the shots. He's got to be able to hit that with regularity. If he's shooting 40% or 38% from 3, 38 to 40% from 3-point range, and he's, on top of that, able to be at least serviceable defensively right out the gate, right? And be able to hold his own on the defensive side. Because if he's just getting torched and he's only giving you 9 points a game, then it's kind of hard to play him a ton, right? So a lot of it is going to be on Dalton Knecht's performance. Essentially, if Dalton Knecht proves to be too good to not play, then yes, I could see him winning Rookie of the Year. I don't hate it as like a long shot. I wouldn't bet on it if that's what people are asking for. Because again, I don't think he's going to necessarily get the opportunity unless, knock on wood, which I would prefer not to happen, somebody ends up getting hurt and then he's got to fill a role, right? Vando ends up missing more time or takes longer to rehab or whatever, or there's like a significant injury and a guy's out 2 weeks, boom, I could see Knecht kind of plugging in and now he's getting 25 minutes a game, right? There are several factors that you have to equate into that, but I think assuming everyone's good for at least, the vast majority of the season and all roles and players are playing to what we believe they could play, then I think that Dalton Knecht will kind of just probably be that 10 to maybe at most 15 minute a game guy. And I think he'll get, 4 to 5 shot attempts per game, which means even if he's shooting, say he's shooting 50% from 2 and, 40% from 3, right? Let's say he's a 50, 40, 90 guy, which is not very easy to do, but let's say he is. On 5 attempts, he's still only getting you 6 points a game, right? He's still only getting you maybe at best 7 points a game, where I think somebody like a Zach Edey, I think he's going to give you double digits a night, right? I think, Sarr, we'll see. He was awful, like unplayably bad in Summer League. So see how that goes. Rizichet, he had his good and bad moments. But again, those guys are very raw, right? Like the benefit Dalton Knecht has is that he is more NBA ready than everybody but not named Zach Edey. Zach Edey is the best plug-and-play guy at the center position. So, again, and he went to a team that actually is probably going to utilize him heavily, where, again, Dalton Knecht, outside of just kind of being a shooter, right, kind of in that Taurean Prince role, but not hopefully 40 minutes a game unless he's just cooking. Right? If he's killing it, then yeah, leave him out there. But I look at Knecht as he's probably going to fill in where Taurean Prince is out. And I think you're talking, again, 15 minutes at the most, where he's getting that, what Taurean Prince should have been playing. I'm sure there'll be games, if he's hot and he's cooking and he's 4 or 5 from 3, then yeah, you're going to keep him in the game, just keep letting him go, right? Why would you take him out? But for the most part, I think he'll be, probably get you around 6 to 8 points a game in that ballpark, playing 15 minutes a game. But as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think Dalton Knecht actually has a real shot at potentially winning Rookie of the Year? Again, I'm not going to say he doesn't. He does. I just worry about the utilization and the opportunity compared to some of the other guys that are ahead of him. If he was on a team like, Atlanta or something like that, I think he might end up getting more use, right? If he was in place of Rizichet, let's say, right? Then yeah, I would be yeah, he's probably going to get Rookie of the Year. But again, he's going to be probably the 7th guy off the bench, maybe even 8th guy off the bench, right? Because you got to figure Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, or Rui, whichever one, probably going to be the first 3. And then Dalton Knecht probably comes in just because Max Christie on the defense side of things, right? Gives you that 3 and D and at the 2 slot, where Knecht's probably going to play more 3. But, it's kind of, it's that juggling act. But, again, I'm not going to put limitations on a guy that showed he can ball, he can hoop, and he might just be so good that, hey, you got to play him 20 minutes a game, right? Which that happened, chef kiss, right? Let's go. That's a good thing, not a bad thing at all. So anyway, whatever your thoughts and opinions are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.